You have to build up your self-confidence. Maintain eye contact. No one cares about you. You are about to die. You just want the whole ground to open up and swallow you. People love compliments. You read so many self-help books, but then you're not actually practicing. Remain in your bed, not wanting to socialize with people. They're dirty. Hmm.
Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Teresa Ijukwe, and if this is your first time, which I hope it is, I hope you stay till the end. Give this video a big thumbs up if you end up enjoying it. Like, comment, share, all those interesting things, and let's get right into this video. In today's video, we're going to be diving in deep into something that most of us face, if not all of us at some point in our lives, which is dealing with self-confidence and social anxiety, especially in your 20s. Sometimes initiating a conversation feels like a near-death experience, and we overthink every word that is about to leave our mouth. So whether you're in college, trying to figure life out, whatever level you're in, and you struggle with social anxiety or self-confidence, this video is definitely for you. In this video, we're going to be breaking it down into two parts: the mental aspect of self-confidence and social anxiety, and also the physical aspects of self-confidence and social anxiety. But first, what is self-confidence and social anxiety? Self-confidence is one's belief in their abilities, judgment, and capabilities. It is a feeling of security and trust in one's self. It involves accepting oneself, recognizing strengths and weaknesses, and maintaining a positive self-image. So basically, you recognize your strengths, you recognize your weaknesses, but then you still maintain a high self-image of yourself. So you hold yourself into very high regard, regardless of your weaknesses or your strengths. Now, what is social anxiety? Social anxiety is a mental health disorder, according to Google. And apparently, I didn't even know it was a mental disorder characterized by intense fear or anxiety in social situations where one might be judged or scrutinized by others. So you basically have the fear of being judged. You basically have the fear of doing something wrong, looking wrong, and just being judged by it. Which, of course, I feel like many of us have gone through that phase in our lives. I feel like growing up, a lot of us face social anxiety and never really grew away from it. Your inner dialogue is a drama play. I just want you to see this as everything goes on in your head. Like most of the things that we think about ourselves in our heads are basically in our heads. Confidence isn't about being perfect, because honestly, there is no perfect person. It is all about being kind to yourself and understanding yourself. Most social anxiety or loss of self-confidence comes from your inner mind, your inner dialogue. So you're going somewhere and in your head you're like, oh, I don't look pretty enough, or my hair is this way. You just feel like you do not fit in most of the time. Like every other person who you think is better than you or who you think will judge you also feel the same way about themselves. So there is no need for you to be scared or for you to not want to have conversations with people. What kind of conversations are you having with yourself? We get carried away and we're always so tough on ourselves. Like we just expect very unrealistic things from ourselves. We tell ourselves negative things. Like you need to know that you cannot keep feeding your mind these negative thoughts. My second point is that confidence is built, not born. As human beings, our brain is built to protect us. Whenever we find ourselves in public spaces or any social event, our brain already has the sense to shy away from danger. And so your brain normally would not want to initiate conversations, except if you've grown up to be someone who has always been introduced to larger crowds and you probably have a large family. Let me take myself for example. I have a very small family. Whenever I find myself in bigger crowds, I just tend to shut down because I am already used to being around faces that I am familiar with. So whenever I find myself like in a different crowd with different sets of people, I do not know how to act. I am not used to these kind of people. I don't know them from anywhere. So automatically my brain interprets that as danger and I tend to just shut down. But then you have to train your brain, you have to train your mind that this is okay. I can initiate a conversation, I can actually make eye contact, I can say hi. It is okay for you to find yourself in a different space. than what you are already used to. So you don't wait for you to all of a sudden just become confident. It's something that you actually have to practice, and over time you're going to get used to it, and your brain is going to now interpret that as, oh, this is actually fine. I used to be a very, very timid person. I'm very well aware of that. I used to be very, I'm still shy, but like I make good conversations now. I can start up a conversation. But I used to be so scared of rejection. I would always just feel like nobody wants to talk to me. I would always try to avoid speaking with people unless I am being spoken to. And even when I'm being spoken to, I have to select the words that I say just so I do not offend that person. But then I feel like what actually changed and helped me was the fact that I found myself in university. And although I wasn't really in like the social space, like out there, but I still had to interact with people. People would speak to me, I have to interact back. And I just realized that there was really nothing difficult about it. As a girl, it is more easier for you to start up a conversation with other girls. So I feel like if you want to train your brain to know that it is safe to make conversations with people you are not used to, people you do not know, I think you should try that with women if you are a girl. But please, if you're not a girl, try that with your own gender. Thank you very much. What I'm trying to say is that it's more easier for you to strike up a conversation with a fellow girl because you could easily just say, oh, I love your braids. Where did you get them from? What extension did you use? I love your skin. What is your skincare routine? Just very simple conversation. And one thing I've also noticed is that people love compliments. If you want to start up a conversation with somebody, you should probably start with giving them compliments first. So you want to start up a conversation with this girl that you saw, and you're like, oh, I really, really love your skin. What is your skincare routine? Oh, can you just put me through? I don't really know what product to use. Even if you already have your own skincare routine, even if you already know about skincare, you start having good conversation. Maybe you like a dress that she's putting on, you can just ask her where she got it from. Most times, people also want you to speak to them. So, do they? I don't really want people to speak to me all the time, but it's not like I'm not going to reply you. I will reply you. Exposure builds confidence, and oh my god, I do not even know how to explain this. You guys, you cannot want to build your self confidence and remain in your bed not wanting to socialize with people. Now, remember the other point I made where I said confidence is built, not born. So, you basically have to be exposed, you have to attend events, you have to go out there and meet people so that you can use them to practice. I'm trying to speak slow so that I can lay more emphasis on this. From university to law school, especially in law school where you'd be asked questions in class, you have to build up your self-confidence. Like, you have, even if you are scared and you're shaking to your bones, you have to put up a tough skin and act like nothing is happening. Meanwhile, within you, you are about to die. You just want the whole ground to open up and swallow you. That's basically how it is. So you need to be more exposed to more social situations where you'd have to interact with people, and you can start slowly. You can start with things that you actually have interest in. So let's take, for example, I am a lawyer and I got called last year. I really wanted to attend more conferences where I can meet up with other young female lawyers because then they are relatable. It applies to me. We're mostly people that have just been called to bar. So when you go to these kind of events, you can easily have questions about, oh, how are you finding life after law school? What firm do you work at? What area of law do you really want to practice in? Do you want to actually practice? You can just have like very simple conversation, and it's not going to be difficult because it's already something you have interest in. Let's say you are a makeup enthusiast. You could go for any makeup fair, even if you don't even have money to buy these makeup things. You'd read so many self-help books, but then you're not actually practicing what is being taught in those books. Make it make sense. No one actually cares about you. Like,
no one cares about you. Nobody is actually looking at your shoe to scrutinize it and just look for something wrong. No one is actually going to look through your hair to see that bald spot you think is so visible. All the things that you see around you or about yourself, you are noticing it because it is yourself. I don't just see a bald spot. It's like I need to look at your head for me to see the bald spots. People are selfish. They care about themselves. They care about their own appearance. So you going into any social event and you just feel like everybody's eye is on you. No, they're not. No, no one is actually looking at you. No one cares about you. Just go on about your day. Every other person is thinking of themselves. When you're trying to have conversation with people, try to listen because it gets really irritating and annoying when you're trying to have a conversation with somebody and they're not just paying attention to you or they're not following up with what you're saying. You would seem very uninterested, which will then affect the person trying to have a conversation with you. So, to sum up the mental aspect of self confidence, it is all in your head. Also, you need to be exposed. You need to attend social events. You need to go out and meet people. That is one thing I'm trying to do. This year, I'm like, no, I'm actually going to be going to fun places. I'm going to try to meet new people. I want to make new friends. And you can only meet new friends and new people when you expose yourself to them. Be careful though, because a lot of people are not it. So you also have to know how to discern good from bad and just be careful with who you let into your life. On the physical aspect of self confidence, you need to dress the way you want to feel. Okay? You want to feel confident. You want to feel like a corporate's body. You want to feel like someone who has everything put together in place in their life. You want to feel like a businesswoman. You want to feel like a very successful businesswoman. You dress like one. You want to feel very hot. You want to feel sexy. You want to feel beautiful. Dress like one. When you do not put enough attention into your dressing, it shows. And when you now find yourself in a public space, you begin to question your dressing. Like that's one thing again that actually causes social anxiety and self-confidence because you did not put in enough work for your physical appearance. You're going to a business conference, and obviously this is a business conference that you're going to meet CEOs, you're going to meet entrepreneurs, different kind of people who are into the business world and who are just making moves and all those kind of things. Of course, you need to dress the way you want to be addressed. We hear this all the time, but honestly, you want to seem like someone who is very serious about growth. You want to seem like someone who wants to be successful. You cannot put on a pair of jeans and a t-shirt. They're not even going to let you into the venue. You cannot put on slippers for goodness sake. You need to dress accordingly. You need to dress like okay, you're here for business and they will take you seriously. And when you find yourself in the middle of all these people, as long as you are well dressed, you're not going to feel less confident about yourself. Your confidence level is going to be so high because you know that at the end of the day, I look good and that's all that matters. You don't even have to even have anything. Okay, no, you should have something up there, but it'll be so much easier for you to make connections because people can be like, she looks like someone who has her shit together. Let's make connections with her. But then when you just dress all shabby, you might be putting on a corporate dress, but then it's probably rumpled or you're just not looking right. Maybe you wore a corporate dress but with some inappropriate shoes like slippers. Nobody's actually going to take you seriously. So you have to dress the way you want to feel. Dressing is such a big factor when it comes to social anxiety. 90% of the time, when we do not feel our best, it is most likely because of how we look. You are going to the nearest store to just get some quick things, and because it's just close to your house, you go outside looking all shabby with hair nets, probably one dusty tank top with bathroom slippers, and coincidentally, you meet your crush. How are you going to feel about that?
will you not feel very less of yourself? You would feel less of yourself. You would not want that person to see you because why are you dressed like that? But then when you're already looking so nice, you are just dressed. I'm not saying you should start wearing ball gowns and wearing, all those kind of things just when you want to
get something from the store. No, but you should also put into consideration the fact that you might run into somebody and you do not want to be looking like your problems. You do not want to be looking like a beggar on the streets. So you have to dress. I'm not you should
look presentable. Don't look like a beggar.
most of the time we want to wear something that is trendy. We want to have a particular kind of outfit before we actually dress to go somewhere, but then you can actually work with what you have. We in our 20s, we don't even have enough money to get these things that we see online and all these nice ass fits. You could actually thrift most of these things. You would find them. You already have like your closet. You could go through them and just put one or two things together. You do not have to wear things in a particular way your head has already formed it. There are different ways you can style an outfit. I always say I do not have what to wear, but whenever I go through my closet, especially with my mom, I'll find out that, oh, I actually have clothes, like I just don't know how to style them. So you could actually check YouTube, you could check TikTok. There are so many mediums you could use to style a particular outfit. So let's say you're somebody that you're not really into fashion, you don't really understand how to dress. You could go to Pinterest, you could ask ChatGPT. We have AI now. Whenever you're going shopping for outfits, make sure you have the basic items that could go with anything, because again, we in our 20s, we do not have that kind of money. You cannot be buying only statement pieces that you would wear once and you wouldn't want to repeat that same outfit again. So it will be good for you to get basic items that you could easily style differently. At the end of the day, it's not all about just what you're putting on as in clothes. It's also about grooming. Are your nails well groomed? Are they trimmed? Are they cut? Are they fixed? Even if your nails are not fixed, you could try to just groom them, keep them clean. Use nail polish to also polish them. If you're not into nail polish or fixing your nails, you could just keep them clean. Low, I don't know why people would leave their nails to grow, especially when you cannot take care of them. I can't take care of my nails. Like whenever I leave my nails to grow, I always see dirt in it. So I just prefer to cut everything off and you would just look very proper. You'd look groomed, you'd look neat, because people actually look at nails. I never knew that I would be one person to look at nails. Like when I look at your nails and they're dirty. Hmm. And then your hair, try to comb your hair, try to get something done on your hair. I've also noticed that whenever I don't have my hair done, I just feel very less, like I feel depressed, I feel sad, I don't feel confident. But then whenever I get my hair done, it's just like a whole different story. So even if I don't have money for proper braids or wigs or whatever, I try to just make all back. You could use like one small attachment. You don't even need to use everything to make all back for you, and you would look very put together. So making your hair does not mean you have to start spending thousands and thousands of naira. You could actually do very simple hairstyles. Another hairstyle I know that is very easy for me to do and is very affordable, quick and affordable, are ponytails. So you could just do ponytail with the gel, and you don't even need to put any extension. You could just use your hair. If your hair is short, then you can use kinky. Like kinky is how much now, the market? I don't know how much kinky is, but you could actually just get kinky. It's quite affordable, and attach it to your hair, and that's basically it. Jewelry actually plays a very big role in your dressing. I never knew this before. I was one to never put on earrings. Like I just look so much better with the earrings and the bracelet. I'm still trying to grow my jewelry collection, but you could start little. You don't need to start buying the very expensive ones. There are very cheap ones that you could actually get from the market. Like with 5k, you can actually get really nice rings. You could get necklaces. I'm not really one for necklaces, but you could get necklaces, you could get nice bracelets or watches. It depends on your style. I like to keep things very minimal, so I don't really like chunky looking bracelets. I like very simple ones like this. very simple rings and simple earrings. No matter how good your dressing is, you still have to like use jewelry, because jewelry is just going to take your outfit from a 5 to a 10. Whenever you go somewhere, you're in a room or you're walking into somewhere, especially like it's probably your first day, please maintain eye contact when you're entering the room. Make sure you take your time to scan the place. That thing says a lot about you and how you have confidence in yourself. Imagine walking into a room and your eyes are like, you don't want to make eye contact with anybody. Don't do that. Take your time. When you enter a room, you can stand by the door and scan to know where you would sit. If somebody's looking at you, you can look at the person. You don't need to make it weird and start doing a staring competition. You don't need to do all of that. But just don't show that you're actually nervous or anything like that. Stand tall, do not slouch. Like most times people slouch and it just shows that you don't want to be seen. Like stand well, do not rush when you're speaking. Try to speak not too slow, because I really hate it when people speak slowly, but do not rush your words, because when you rush your words, people can tell that you just want to be done with talking so that the whole attention can be away from you. Speak like you want the attention, speak like you want them looking at you, although it's very uncomfortable, but people tend to listen to you more when you are trying to think of your words and articulate what you're saying or articulate what you're going to say. Even when somebody asks you something, they just expect you to answer immediately. You don't have to do any of that. So when somebody asks you a question and you do not understand, you can take your time to understand it. If you do not, you ask them, sorry, can you come again? Eye contact. You could even tell them, sorry, can you give me a minute to just think? Imagine someone asking you something and you begin to stammer. It just shows that you're anxious. It shows that you're nervous and it doesn't really speak quite well. Practice, practice, practice. I've noticed that one thing that has actually helped me with speaking and eye contact is actually being on social media. And I know that is crazy, but that has helped me so much. You guys, I started making videos in 2019 and I never posted any of those videos. I just never liked how I spoke. It was so different from what I'm doing right now. And even right now, I know that there's going to be very big room for change. I will just make videos of myself speaking about something. I will keep doing that until I get used to it. You could try that too. You do not need to post these videos of you, but you could just record yourself speaking. Try to understand that, okay, maybe I speak too fast or I'm speaking too low. When you're trying to film yourself, like record yourself speaking to your camera, your own camera, you'd probably not be able to even keep eye contact with your phone, which is crazy because it is your phone. So you could try to practice how you speak by using your phone. Just record yourself speaking. You want to make sure that you are being bold, you're being clear in what you're saying. The whole truth is that nobody is actually confident. The only difference with confident people is that they act despite the fear of being judged. So what's stopping you? We are all not 100% confident, except if you are, then that's really good for you, but you still need time to understand your weaknesses, your strengths, things you like, things you do not like. You should also try to not be a people pleaser. When you lack self-confidence, you tend to want to please people more, like just so you can feel more accepted, and that makes you a pushover. And you do not want to be a pushover. You do not want to be somebody that people can easily just use and dump. Don't be that person. I hope I've been able to help one way or another. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please give this video a very big thumbs up, like, comment, share, and also comment or ask questions about any part you do not understand. Leave your recommendations on the kind of video you'd want to see next, and I'll see you guys in the next one.